Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I'm your host, J Dog. Today is Wednesday. You know what Wednesday is? It's the All Vol episode. We're going to talk about the Arkansas game, y'all. We're going to go over some key numbers I think will make the difference in the game for each team. Then we're going to discuss McCoy and David Hobbs. Will they be back? I'm going to give you the latest info I found on both of them. Then we're going to talk a little basketball, y'all. We're going to talk about the basketballs. Ament. Apparently, he's putting on a show, y'all. He's had scouts, NBA teams, everybody drooling at the mouth to come see him. So we're going to talk about him. We got more than that to talk about. That's the main topics. Before we get into it, y'all, you know what to do. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that bell. Hit all. If you're already subscribed, you're an OG. If you ain't, subscribe to the channel. Help the brother out. Get in that comment section. Enough rambling on, y'all. Let's get into it. First things first. We're going to look at the spread and the FPI. The spread's moved a little bit, y'all. Spread's moved down 1 point since I went over these on Monday. It's went down a point. It was 12.5, now it's 11.5. The over-under is at 68.5. It's went down a point. We got basically 83 to 17 the FPI, y'all. I was reading what some Arkansas fans thought about this game, y'all. They are a mixed group. There's some of them that can see it being like the UCLA Penn State game where UCLA fired their coach. They get a big win after firing their coach. And some of them say Tennessee can name their score. I'm a little in the middle. I think they'll get a boost from firing Pittman. I think the players going to give their all, a little extra for Petrino, just to kind of showed that it was the coach instead of the players. But the difference in the UCLA Penn State game and this game is we're the home team. We don't have to travel 2,000 miles to play a game, almost 3,000. And us being at home is a huge deal. We've lost 2 games at home in almost 4 years, and both of them's been to Georgia. Besides that, we're good at home. One of the big things is, in these key numbers we're going to go over right here, y'all. The ones on the right are Arkansas. The ones on the left are us. Let's talk about Tennessee first, then we'll cover Arkansas, okay? Our offense is 6th in yards per game in the country. Passing yards per game, we're 4th in the country. Rushing yards per game, we're 33rd. That's a surprising stat, y'all, because under Heupel, we have been the number 1 rushing offense in the conference every year. Right now, we're 6th in the conference. A lot of that comes back to that Mississippi State game. We did not run the ball much. When we did run the ball, we ran it good. But Heupel got very pass happy in that game. Scoring, number 1 in the country, or maybe in the conference. Well, no, that's country. Defense, we're 76th in yards, giving up a game. Passing yards, we are 118th. That's what happens when you lose an All-American and an All-SEC player. Rushing yards per game, we are 38th, y'all. And scoring, we are 103rd. The scoring defense, I want to cover that real quick, then we'll pull it back up. We'll go over Arkansas. The scoring defense, that number is a little skewed, y'all. Against Mississippi State, 3 of their scores, they had the ball at like the 29, the 20, and like 15-yard line. We had the muck pump, the 2 interceptions. So they had 2 drives off interceptions that they had to go 30 yards or less score on. And then the muck punt, they had to go less than 15 yards. So that's 3 of their scores that was basically handed to them. The ETSU game, we had a fumble. Gave them a free touchdown basically from like 5 yards out. They'd only scored 10. Mississippi State, you could take 21 off of theirs. So the defense hasn't been great. I'm not saying it's been great, but the numbers they gave up in points is definitely skewed from a few bad plays by the offense and special teams, y'all. Now, it's also been not having McCoy and then Gibson going down, having to start a true freshman against Georgia, Mississippi State on the road. We played Syracuse. When Syracuse had Angeli, they was leading the nation in yards per game through the air, y'all. Now Collins in there, they're struggling a little bit. So it's not like last year when we had played a bunch of teams that couldn't pass the ball and our numbers looked really good. But this year we played Georgia, UAB. UAB ran some crazy formations, y'all. Mississippi State on the road and Syracuse. We played at least 3 really good offenses while we're trying to figure it out at corner, while we're shorthanded on the defensive line. There ain't no excuses. The defense has got to be better. But we played some of the best pass offenses we're going to play this year already. And we made it through it almost unscathed. A field goal away from being unscathed. Let's pull these Arkansas numbers up, y'all. Arkansas is a hell of a team, too, on offense. They are 8th in the country in offense, 18th in passing, 21st in rushing, 22nd in points per game. Their defense is 119th in yards, 115th in passing, 110th in rushing, and 110th in scoring, y'all. That's where Tennessee's going to get its bread and butter in this game. It says Arkansas ranks 126th in third down defense, allowing opponents to convert 47% of the time. Tennessee ranks 16th on offense, converting 52.3% of the time. That's a huge number right there, y'all. Let me read the last one, then we'll talk about that. Arkansas is 95th in FBS and red zone defense, allowing opponents to score on 89.5% of trips. Tennessee's red zone ranks 31st, scoring on 92.9% of red zone trips. Those 2 numbers there, y'all, are the big numbers, okay? Arkansas's terrible third down defense. We're great on third down offense. They're terrible on the red zone defense. We're great in red zone offense. That's 2 key numbers there, y'all. That's where I think this game's decided. Is they're not going to be able to get us off the field on third down. And we're going to get touchdowns in the red zone. They're going to have to settle for some field goals. Arkansas's offense has been great this year, y'all. Absolutely great. They've had problems with turnovers. They lost 2 games in a row because of turnovers. They had Ole Miss, fumbled the ball. They had Memphis, fumbled the ball. Even if they play clean football Saturday, I think Tennessee can come out with the win based off of those 2 stats I just told you. And we're getting healthy, y'all. We could be getting some guys back. And if we do, this defense is going to go from good to scared. We got Jackson Moy back last week against Mississippi State before the bye. He's a little healthier. He's a little better shape. He's the best defensive lineman we got. Best defensive tackle we got. Let me phrase it that way. Well, our second, possibly second or third best defensive tackle, former 5-star kid out of North Carolina, McCoy Hobbs. Is he going to be back Saturday? Yes, he is going to be back, said Austin Price. McCoy Hobbs will be back. Now, Moy came back and he played a lot more than I thought he would. I thought he'd be on somewhat of a pitch count in that first game. He was not. Is McCoy Hobbs? That may be more possible just because he's not played in 2 months and just trying to get him back out there. But if you get him for 20 snaps, it's a huge deal. They rotate so much that playing him 20 snaps is okay. And so you can get him out there for 20 snaps. That would be big. Just to add to the defensive interior. But yeah, he is absolutely back for this football game. Huge, guys. We're starting to get healthy at the right time of the year. This is usually time of the year you're getting beat up. You're getting banged up. You've got guys going down. Well, we had guys hurt since the beginning of the year that are starting to get back in now. So we're on our way to getting healthy while other teams are getting nicked up, y'all. That's absolutely huge. Are we going to get Jermod McCoy back? There's conflicting reports. The way Heupel talked the other day, it's made people think we're not. But if you listen to Sean Sparks, he is the brother of Adam Sparks, who works for the Knoxville News Sentinel. He said on Jermod McCoy, I know many of you have said that you've seen articles saying that he probably isn't playing this weekend because of what Heupel said in his presser on Monday. Well, he continues to say that he plans on playing, for what it's worth. That's not 100% sure. But I had Austin Price and a couple of guys from VolQuest said they thought that Jermod McCoy would be back. If we get Jermod McCoy back, that means you got McCoy on one side, Colton Hood on the other, Boo Carter. That's 3 lockdown guys. Our pass defense is going to go from mediocre to top 2 or 3 in the conference, just like that. If McCoy comes back. I think he'll be back. Just from what I've seen, reading between the tea leaves, I honestly think Jermod McCoy will be back Saturday, y'all. And if he is back, this team is about to go to the next level on defense. With him being back, Moy being back another 2 weeks, more in shape, more healthy, McCoy Hobbs coming back. We're getting deeper and deeper on defense, y'all. Getting guys back we've not had all year. Guys that if they did come back, they wasn't really in shape, but they was playing anyway. We got this bye week at the right time, y'all. We got Arkansas and Bama coming up. And you got Arkansas players talking a little shit about our defense. They're one of their running backs, Mike Washington. He said they have a great defense, but a lot of holes. A lot of holes in their defense, so it's going to be a fun game. Look, this game's kind of like Bama and Vandy for us. We've had this one circled. We should have never lost at Arkansas last year. But we screwed around. Let them come back from 14-3. Let them come back beat us 19-14. Nico ran out of bounds instead of throwing it on a 4th down from the 20-yard line. We've had this one circled. Because that was a game we should have never lost. We was 14-point favorites in that game. This is our Vandy. Bama, they had Vandy circled. We have Arkansas circled. Vandy had to go to Tuscaloosa this year. Arkansas has to come to Knoxville. I just can't see them coming into Knoxville and getting a win. Not after what I've seen from them against Notre Dame and even Ole Miss and Memphis, y'all. Their defense, I know they fired everybody. That's something Arkansas fans have been saying, y'all, is, they don't know what's going to be coming on defense. Well, it's not like you could completely revamp your defense in 2 weeks. Yeah, you can throw a few wrinkles in there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to Jimmy's and Joe's, not the X's and O's. X's and O's are a big part of it. But you call the perfect defense, but if your guy can't out-compete the offensive guy, it don't matter. That was a problem we had in the Georgia game with Ty Redmond. Unfortunately, he's a freshman. He got thrown into the fire against one of the best teams in the country every single year, Georgia. And they picked on him. I bet 10 or 12 of Gunnar Stockton's completions were on Ty Redmond that game, which was good coaching. But they took advantage of a weakness in their defense, and they exploited it. 2 or 3 of the touchdowns they threw that game was on Redmond. That's what I'm saying, how huge it'd be for us to get McCoy back, y'all. If we get McCoy back, Colton Hood slides over there, and then you have Boo Carter. Who are they going to pick on? Maybe the safeties, but none of our corners are going to get picked on. Because they've already talked about Colton Hood jumping in to be a first-round draft pick, too. And Ricky Gibson was getting that kind of talk, too, before he got hurt. Which I think Gibson's out for the year. Maybe could come back if we make a playoff run. But still, just McCoy and Hood and Carter would bring the no-fly zone back, and we saw last year. Man, I hope McCoy comes back. I think the injury report comes out tonight. I may post it as just a post, and y'all can look at it and see what it says. Man, I hope he comes back. Both of these teams are top 5 offenses in the conference, y'all. We're number 2 in yards. Arkansas's number 4. Missouri's number 1. Ole Miss is 3. Vandy's 5. So there's 2 top 5 offenses in the conference. I think our defense is about to surprise them, y'all. I really do. I think we will stop the run a lot better than we did against Mississippi State. We stopped it good against Georgia, except for the drive, the opening drive after halftime. For some reason, we let them run down their throat. After that, we stopped the run. Mississippi State runs that system like we do, spread them out wide, run it based off the numbers. They ran it down their throat, I ain't gonna lie. Ariel Carter had turf toe. I'm sure he's still dealing with that. Still had 17 tackles in that game, which is absolutely insane. Let's look at both teams' team leaders, y'all, in certain categories. This from ESPN. Aguilar and Green are pretty neck and neck yards-wise. Aguilar has 1 more touchdown. They both got 5 interceptions. Taylor Green being their leading rusher is not a good sign for them. And their running back's the one talking them that crap, which Taylor Green probably gets a lot of his rushing yards. When the pocket breaks down, he gets out, makes some plays. You never want your quarterback to be your leading rusher for the season. Maybe in a game, but for the season, that's not sustainable, even if your quarterback's big like Taylor Green. Last year, he got hurt against us. I don't want him to get hurt or nothing. I'm just saying, look at Mateer. I called Mateer getting hurt. The way they ran against Michigan, I said, that's not sustainable. You can't run your quarterback 15, 20 times a game in this conference, y'all. You just can't. Sean Bishop's our leading rusher, 49 carries, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns. Their leading receiver is Blake. He's got 30 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Ours is Chris Brazel. 31 receptions, 7 touchdowns. Blake has 399 yards. Chris Brazel has 531. Rhodes Jr. with 5 sacks. Josh Joseph with 4 sacks. Our D-line as a whole is better than their defensive line. Us and Oklahoma are tied for 21 sacks through the season through 5 games apiece. And that's with them getting 10 against Auburn. So in their other 4 games, they've only got 11. We're averaging right about 4.5 sacks a game against everybody. Down here at the bottom, leading tackler, they got Sorey Jr. with 34. Arion Carter, Tennessee, has 49, y'all. They got 17 against Mississippi State, playing with turf toe. He's an absolute dog, y'all. Arion Carter's liable to work his way up to a first-round pick, too. They said Tennessee could have 4 to 6 first-round picks on this team. Jamad McCoy, Arion Carter, Colton Hood, Boo Carter. He can't come out this year. Then you got David Sanders, Lance Hurd, Chris Brazel, Mike Matthews. But just guys that can come out this year would be Jamad McCoy, Colton Hood, Arion Carter. That's 3 on defense right there. Josh Joseph, one I forgot. That's 4 just on defense, y'all. That could be potential first-round picks. Our defense gets healthy. They're going to be a lot better than they've been. They're also opportunistic, y'all. They're up there in turnovers for us per game. Hell, against Mississippi State, we had 2 touchdowns on defense. And we gave them 3 touchdowns on offense. So those numbers kind of work themselves out there. There's other games. I think we got 4 defensive touchdowns this season. We got 21 sacks. We got 5 interceptions. Our defense's numbers don't tell the whole story, is all I'm trying to tell you. Our defense has been very opportunistic. They force turnovers. When they get turnovers, they score on some of them. And that's with us being beat up, playing freshmen that shouldn't be playing. Ty Redmond was ranked in 700, y'all. And he got through out there to the Wolves. And he has improved every single week. All that's going to do is make him better for the future. But damn, I want McCoy back, y'all. If we find out anything on McCoy, I'll make a video that's just a minute, 2 minutes long telling you what we find out. Because that's huge for this game. Up next, where should I go after that, y'all? Let's go to Nate Ament, y'all. Nate Ament had 37 scouts from all 29 NBA teams at his pro day. Has already been labeled as having the highest upside in the entire country. Tennessee has a future superstar on campus that is projected to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming draft. Y'all, this is the most talented player that has ever wore orange. I know we've had Tobias Harris. I know we've had Keon Johnson, Bernard King, Ernie Grunfeld, Ron Slade. I could go on. Allen Houston. I could go on and on. Chris Lofton. My favorite ball of all time, Chris Lofton. My second favorite, Ron Slade. I remember Marcus Haislip. C.J. Watson. The list goes on and on and on. For this kid to have the highest upside and for him to be coached by Rick Barnes, y'all. Rick Barnes, the coach that gets the best out of absolutely anybody that steps on the floor for him. This is going to be one of the funnest basketball seasons you've ever watched in Knoxville, y'all. We got Jacoby Gillespie. We got Felix Agpara holding down the paint. Got JP Estrella back. Mr. 15-foot and in. He's got the footwork underneath. He's got the offense. He's got the defense. You got big man from Vandy. His name's slipping my mind right now. You got Jacoby Gillespie, who's going to be an absolute dog, y'all. You got the two foreign guys, Ethan Berg, and the other one, I can't even pronounce his name right. I know I'll butcher it. You got the transfer from SMU, I'm pretty sure. This team is going to be special. Nate Ament is liable to be the number one pick in the draft, y'all. Rick Barnes has said time and time again. Now, he reminds him of Kevin Durant. Rick Barnes' furthest tournament appearance ever was at Texas when he had Kevin Durant. He made it to the Final Four. He was talking about Nate Ament the other day. He said, this kid has been everything we imagined times 10. Rick Barnes, y'all, will get every ounce of potential possible out of this kid. And he's 6'10" and can run point guard. He can play down low. He can play the 4. He can guard 1 through 5. This is one of those unicorn players, y'all. He shoots the 3, he drives, he plays defense. He literally is just like Kevin Durant. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as Kevin Durant. I'm just saying that's the type of player he is. And if he can be anything near Kevin Durant, Rick Barnes will get it out of him, y'all. We're talking Rick Barnes that brings in guys like Grant Williams, makes some first-round picks. That was 3 stars, committed to Harvard. Jamal Meshack turns him into the last pick of the draft. Chaz Lanier, who was ranked 40, 50s from North Texas, gets him drafted in the first round. Dalton Connect, an afterthought at Northern Colorado. He was ranked in the 60s. Brings him in. First round pick. Rick Barnes brings in kids and gets every ounce of potential they have out of them. I could go on and on about that, y'all. This year's basketball team is going to be special. It's going to be fun. I'm going to miss Ziegler. I'm going to miss Gainey. I'm going to miss all those guys. I was hoping Ziegler got that 5th year he went for. But he got turned down. Then we brought in Gillespie, a Greenville kid. That was an absolute dog at Maryland and Belmont. I hope y'all are as big as Tennessee basketball fans as I am and college basketball fans in general. Because once this starts, this channel will be both. I'll incorporate college basketball in with the college football. I'm pumped up for basketball season, in case you can't tell. One last thing I want to go over. I gave Nico his flowers, getting his first win against Penn State. But I can't let it go, y'all. Remember when Nico said they wanted to transfer because he needed better weapons? UCLA's receivers have 514 yards combined. Chris Brazel has 531 yards by himself. It wasn't the talent that was around the kid. It was the kid. Yes, he finally had a decent game against Penn State. He had a couple of decent games here, but he hasn't been able to put it together for stretches. His dad alienated all of his teammates, made it seem like they was the ones holding him back, but yet last year he had Brew, he had Squirrel, he had Dante Thornton, who was one of only 3 receivers to ever be 6'5" around a 4.3 at the combine. You know who the other 2 were? Calvin Megatron Johnson and Randy Moss. That's how talented Dante Thornton was. Brew McCoy had the brutal injury. He's never himself, but he's still a big physical receiver. Squirrel White, he never lived up to the hype that he gave to himself as a freshman. But he still had Caleb Webb, other guys. Needless to say, it was never our team's fault. Our offensive line, I think they gave up like 3 or 4 sacks this whole season. Last year, they gave up like, I want to say it was close to 30. Because Aguilar, when that pressure comes down, he makes the decision. Whether it's throwing it in coverage, throwing it away, he's making a player. He's stepping up and avoiding the damn coverage. I still can't stand Nico. I have no ill will towards him anymore because I know in the bottom of my heart, this offense will not look like it does right now with Aguilar if he would have stayed. Maybe in another year. But this year, we would not be as high flying as we were. And with the defense starting out the season, unhealthy, figuring things out, needing time, I'm not sure we're 4-1 right now. We could have possibly lost Syracuse. We could have possibly lost at Mississippi State. If it wasn't for Aguilar and this offense this year, letting our defense find their footing because they've been banged up and hurt. We ain't had our corners. We're building chemistry on the fly. This team could have really struggled, y'all. So, I know everybody's thankful for Aguilar, but when you think about it like that, how he's put this offense on his back, and even Heupel, the trust Heupel has in him to let him sling the ball 35, 40 times a game. When every year, even with Hooker, we was the #1 rushing team in the conference. I know we're 6 right now, which is still high, and we can still climb. But in key moments, Heupel trusts his quarterback, and I love it. And teams are still loading the box, thinking we're going to run the ball 65% of the time. We'll sling it. Now, we're going to have teams starting to drop back, and that's when we'll start gashing them with the run, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know I get sidetracked. I get passionate. I just love talking this shit with y'all. I wish I had somebody I could add to the channel and would collab with and give y'all 2 different perspectives on topics, but I'm not there yet. I'm not big enough on the totem pole for anybody to want to do that with me. But I'd love to get that to happen. Also, this Saturday, would y'all be interested in me setting up a camera? I know this is weird. Setting up a camera and live streaming me and my family watching the game. Because I don't think y'all understand how wild I really get during the game. I think y'all enjoy watching it. Even if you don't watch it while the game's on, just get a peek of it after the game or something. See how crazy me and my family are. Y'all let me know in the comments section. Do that YouTube stuff for me on your way out the door. If you ain't already, thumbs up. Hit that bell. Subscribe to the channel. Get in that comment section. Share with your buddies. God bless you. And go Vols.